The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. Are you ready to dumb it down? All right. Excellent. Great response for Sunday morning. It is July 8th. It is 8:50 a.m. I am in the Honda Fit, although Alex Exum announces me in the Kia Rio. We haven't changed the intro. I don't think it's really that important. I don't know what I'm going to do with this intro. I mean, the fact that it's inaccurate is one thing, and I don't know if intros are necessary in podcasts. I mean, you know what you're tuning into, but then again, for the newcomers, I'm always worried about the newcomers. You know, what are they thinking? You know, what are they listening to? So I like to have that little bit of a juicy intro, right? It gets you revved up a little bit. Anyway, hello, dum-dums. Welcome to the Dumbcast. Dum-dums, a term of endearment, not an insult. And this is a Dumbcast because it's called Dumbing It Down with Dave, where we don't raise the bar too high. We kind of lower it, and then we try to break it down and explain to you what we're talking about in a way that you can understand. If I can understand it, my guess is that you can understand it. I am in my porta potty. That's British for portable pod mobile. So it's a little potty, my little potty. Get it? Play on words. Yeah, we're always trying to say funny things here. I've had other funny stuff that I've used, and I don't remember what they are anymore. If you're new to the podcast, I am not good on the memory thing. I don't remember much. I'll say clever things, and I won't even remember I said it. Then somebody will say something to me, and I'll go, "Oh, did I say that? Okay, well that's that's good. I'm glad that I was able to be entertaining a little bit." Anyway, so I'm just leaving work. I did my second Saturday night of overtime in the last 3 weeks. I'm back doing overtime, which is a big deal when you're a truck driver, because when you work 4 days, 16-hour days, that's enough. 64 hours. At the end of 4 days, you're done. You're toast. But you know what? I'm going to France next year, and I need the money. I also want to buy a pool. I also want to get podcasting equipment. I also want to keep on fixing my house. Maybe I'll get to that. We made a little improvement in the house. Maybe I'll get to that. I always say that at the beginning of the show. Maybe I'll get to this. Maybe I'll get to that. I don't have a script, folks. I don't have a script. I talk at the top of my head. I don't have time to prepare a script. I've had scripts before, like a little bullet points and stuff like that, but I have a general idea what I want to talk about, and I'm going to do that. So, Dumbing It Down with Dave is the name of the show. You can reach me at Dumb with Dave on Twitter, at Dumb with Dave, or you can email at Dumbing It Down with Dave at yahoo.com. That's dumb with a B, D-U-M-B, Dumbing It Down with Dave at yahoo.com. The website is still down, so there's nothing to see at the website, but you're here, you're listening to it, and if you want to leave a comment, you can politely comment here on the Spreaker app, Spreaker.com, S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R, Spreaker.com. You can politely comment there. You can listen to it on your phone, the mobile, you can listen to it on your tablet, or on your laptop or your desktop. Spreaker is everywhere. It's a fantastic host that I use to host my show, Dumbing It Down with Dave. It's also been called the fastest podcast on earth. It's been called, I call it that, because we're usually traveling at speeds of 65 miles an hour or faster. I am actually in the car. If you don't hear the ambient sound, it's because I have a new microphone. I went out and bought earbuds, and they're wired. It's not Bluetooth earbuds, but earbuds. They're wired to the phone. And I see the gauge moving when I talk, so it might be picking up the ambient sound of the tires going down the road and all this other stuff. My phone is in a holster attached to the window. I don't know if it's vibrating. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a chance. I'm not going to put the phone on the chair. I'm not going to hold it in my hand. I want to be hands-free, although I am holding on to the cord that the microphone is attached to. The microphone is on the right cord that goes to my right ear, and it's now dangling. Well, it's kind of moving around a little bit, but it's I'm holding on to it, and it's in front of my mouth, on the right side of my mouth, above, right at my chin level, because last week I just let the mic sit on my seatbelt, on my shirt, on my chest, and I can hear it rubbing. I can hear it rubbing a lot. So I did not do a test podcast in between to see if this makes things better. But so this is what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm holding on to the cord, and the mic is attached to the cord. And I think it sounds just as good or better than when I was talking to the bottom of the phone. I don't have a sock for popping peas on this mic. That might be a problem. But I'll tell you something interesting. Interesting to me. Is it going to be interesting to you? I don't know. So, did I mention that was Alex Exum at the top of the show? Alex Exum, the Exum Experience is his podcast. ALEXEXUM. That is the voice that you heard doing the intro at the top of the show. What was I about to talk about? I was about to talk about the microphone. Was I talking about... See, I did that. I purposely did it, hoping that I get back off the rabbit trail, and I've already forgot. But we'll get to it. Whatever it is I forgot that I was talking about, we'll get to it. Nope, I just ran over the rumble strips. So we're southbound on the Thruway. Something I haven't said in a long time. Southbound on the Thruway. It is 8:55 in the morning on the New York State Thruway, otherwise known as I-87. And is it called the Governor E. Dewey? Governor Thomas E. Dewey? Governor E. Dewey Thruway? I don't know. It's named after a governor, I think. It doesn't really matter. Nobody even knows who that guy is. And who cares? But anyway, I-87 southbound. I just got on at Albany. I'll be getting off at Saugerties. I'll be doing the loop-de-loop at Coxsackie. For those of you that are new to the show, I have a Thruway permit. Gives me 30-mile discount. So I loop-de-loop at Coxsackie, which is 2 exits down, like, I don't know, exit 20, 20A or something like that. And then I just make a little loop-de-loop, and I drive for free. New York State loves collecting tolls, and I love not paying the tolls. So they give you the Easy Pass, and I get the 30-mile discount. So I can go from New York City all the way to Buffalo and not pay a dime. You just got to get off the Thruway every 30 miles or less. The mic. Oh yeah, pea popping. I found my way back. Look at that. How amazing it is that I found my way back. So, all podcasters are concerned about their audio. We're always concerned about our audio. Most of us are. Some of us are not, actually. So I shouldn't have said that. All of us are. Some of us are concerned. Popping peas is a big deal. You know, and the S sound when you say super or silly. You know, that's the whole thing. But the popping of the peas is a big deal. It's annoying for you to hear that. I already have enough going on with my voice. I don't need you listening to my pea popping. But the other day, and I love when this happens, I should start writing down all the times that things happen that make me happy. You know how they say, what do they say? No, I'm not going to say that. You know, you ever, like, get any satisfaction from other people's pain or other people's problems or whatever? No, I don't either. But that's a good answer. Good answer. The answer is no. But the other day, I was watching something on television. I was watching the NHRA, not the NRA, the NHRA, the National Hot Rod Association, drag racing. I was watching drag racing. And these two announcers in the booth, in a perfectly air-conditioned, temperature-controlled booth. This is Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1. It's not exactly public access. Right? So it's a lot better than public access. It's way up there. It's a cable channel. If you haven't heard of it, Fox Sports 1. Are they affiliated with Fox? I don't know. I'm just saying. It's called Fox Sports 1, FS1. I'm watching drag racing. There's two announcers. They're in a tower. You know, there's a press booth, press box, whatever. Just like in baseball, just like in football, just like in any sport. Just like in any sport. I'm going to try to slow down and not scream so much. That might be good for you. That might be better for your ears and better for my throat. Because I already feel like I'm drying up. I got some juice I'm going to drink. That's my... I had 2 juice drinks last night. I didn't finish the second one. I'm going to take a juice drink break. So get your beverage ready. We'll take a drink break, and then we'll take a breather. So these two announcers are announcing. And I always have sound on my mind, you know. How's the sound of my show? How's the sound of my show? You know, for those of you who have been listening, oh, by the way, this is episode 93. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I think this is episode 93. And I'm watching the NHRA, I'm watching these announcers, and they're talking about the cars. They're talking about whatever they're talking about, NHRA stuff, you know. I'm alone in my house. I'm listening. It's very quiet. And they got the volume up. And they're talking. And wouldn't you know it, they're popping their peas. And I can hear it on the mic. I mean, I can really hear, but I can hear that. And I got so happy. It's annoying to hear, but I got happy. I'm like, so you mean to tell me that there's a network called Fox Sports 1? I would assume they have unlimited funds when it comes to sound. I would assume they have the best of audio. Wouldn't you assume that? They have the best microphones. And, they're wearing those football coach over their head. It looks like my Blue Parrot. But if you don't know what a Blue Parrot is, look it up. It's a headset that truckers use. A very popular headset. And they got that big cushion on the microphone. Big, fat cushion. Like a clown's nose. But not red and rubbery or plastic. It's, foam. It's a microphone cover, filter, whatever you want to call it. And they're popping their peas. And I'm sitting there going, well, if Fox Sports 1, with an unlimited budget for audio, they got a whole crew down there. There's a trailer that travels the country. They got not the control tower. They have the in the booth, the director. They have how many pit announcers? They got this lady that's always at the finish line. I don't know her name. And they got this other guy, John Kernan. I know him only because I've seen him in NASCAR for the last 30, 40 years. And they got another guy. So they got like 1, 2. They got 6. They got a technical guy. 6 guys are walking around the track. No, 2 guys are in the tower. The other 4 are all over the place. They're popping their peas. They got unlimited funds and they're popping the peas. The NHRA and Fox Sports 1. Anyway, so I'm going on and on. I just want to share with you, hey, podcasters, don't sweat the details. If Fox Sports 1 can't stop their pea popping, what makes you think that you can? And I'm just using these dopey earbuds that I bought at the Apple store the other day. And the story on that is I'm trying to really focus. And I got Podcast Movement 2018 coming in a couple of weeks. I'm no more prepared now than I was a year ago when I left Anaheim, Podcast Movement 2017. I've made no progress on my microphones. I've also had like 2 or 3 phones since then. But I got the iPhone like probably shortly after Podcast Movement. And I never thought to use these earbuds. I didn't know that they had a microphone on them. I didn't know they sounded good. So I went to Guitar Center. I was determined. I went to Guitar Center, and boy, they were no help. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but all I can tell you is there was a salesman who didn't even bother introducing himself. I had to introduce myself to him, and I introduced my wife, who was nice enough to travel all the way up to Albany, 50 miles from Saugerties. We went up to a little bit north of Albany. Was it Colony? It might be called Colony. We went to the Guitar Center. This guy didn't crack a smile. I guess he was helpful, but not really. He basically said, oh, yeah, you got to use this box. Oh, you got an iPhone? Oh, you're limited. I'm like, uh-huh. And then he was like, well, you're going to Podcast Movement, right? Because I told him. I said, yeah. He goes, just buy a mic over there. Just, they'll help you. There's going to be plenty of the booths, on the floor there. I go, well, yeah, I know. I was there last year, but, okay. So I didn't push the issue. I was ready to buy something. I was ready to spend some money, $500, $1,000. And they work on commission. And he never smiled. He wasn't pleasant. He seemed like he was upset. But I try not to make too much of it. I think sometimes people think I'm upset, which a lot of the times I am. But I don't know. I still smile. I don't try to bring my problems to other people. You know what I'm saying? I try to be a nice guy. And I'm not selling anything. So I left, and we went to the Apple store. And then we met only cheerful people. A guy named Austin, another guy named Chris, a woman at the door. Everybody's cheerful. It's like mandatory if you work at the Apple store that you gotta smile, and you gotta be clean, and you gotta have a good attitude. And I bought these earbuds for like, I don't know, I either bought them for $21 or $31. They're wired, they're not Bluetooth, and I'm using it right now. How do I sound? You like it? Please comment if you can. Let me know how it sounds. Sounds good, Dave. Sounds good. Does it sound better? It definitely sounds better than the Lav Plus that I was using. No offense, Bradford, but I think this sounds better. This is only one mic. If I want to do an interview, I got to have a second mic. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I got to test that out to see if I could use the Lav Plus, but then plug this 3.5-inch, whatever they call it, plug into the Lav Plus, so I have a mic and the other person has a mic. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm not optimistic, but I'm hopeful. Does that make sense? Okay, so anyway, there's that. I walked around the Apple store. I tested it, and it sounded good. There was a lot of noise in the Apple store, and it sounded good. So I don't know if you hear the air going, past the car or the car go down the road, but you should hear something. I don't want to eliminate everything, right? Because it's Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. In my 2008 Kia Rio. Now I'm in my 2009 Honda Fit. It's also truth, pragmatism, and the search for it all, and happiness and the search for it all. That's another subtitle. Truth, pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Dumbing It Down with Dave-Kanyan, telling you how life ought to be. All right, so there's that. All right, let's take a quick drinky break. It's only going to take a couple seconds. Let me shake up my juice. What are you drinking? It's Sunday. Well, when you're listening to this, I might publish this when I get home. If it sounds good, I'm going to publish this. So, are you having a Sunday drink? It's beautiful here in New York. I haven't said that in a long time because I haven't done podcasts on Sundays. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, 80 degrees maybe, and it's sunny out. And if you listen, and I really hope you don't, if you go back all 93 episodes, there's a very consistent theme at the top of my show. I think starting at exit 20, at episode 20. Ooh, there's an idea. Maybe I should call my shows exits. No, that's dumb. That's a bad idea. Exit 1, exit 2. Why would I? That doesn't make any sense at all. It's clever in a way if it would work, but it doesn't work. Therefore, it's not clever. I won't be doing that. Okay. Episode. Pat Flynn from the Smart Passive Income calls his shows sessions. He calls them sessions because he's teaching you something. Exit, enter on-ramp. Now, dumb. Let's stick with episode. All right, so this is episode 93. So somewhere about episode 20, you'll hear me introduce, the show and all this other stuff. And I'll tell you the weather. And even in the wintertime, for some reason, Sunday mornings, I have a lot of shows where I just tell you how beautiful it is. And the sun is beating down on my face, and the car, it's making everything really hot. But right now it's summertime, so the sun's high in the air, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's really not beating down on me because it's high in the air already, so it's good. All right, I shook up my juice drink. It's not a blend, it's a juice. Blending is when you keep the fiber in there, it's all filled with pulp. This is just a regular tasty drink. It tastes like green lemonade. Lemonade that looks green, and my wife threw some carrots in there and apples. She really did a great job. I wish she would do this for me every day. It's a lot of work, though. Juicing is a lot of work. Here we go. Take a break. Take a little drink. Oh, that's good. Not as cold as I want it to be. It was cold last night when I had the ice in there. When I leave the house, I dump a whole tray of ice. I don't hold back. And it usually lasts all night. But I had food last night, some chicken and some other stuff that was not fattening. So I ate that. So now I have the juice at the end of the day, which is good because if I drank the juice and I saved the chicken, I'd be picking at it with my fingers. I wouldn't be using a fork. I think a lot of truck drivers do that. And I'd have grease all over my hands. And that's not good. So there you go. There's a little drink. We're how many minutes in? We're 18 minutes in. And then we'll take a breather in about 10 minutes, about the 30-minute mark. And if I have anything left, we'll do the rest of the show. If I have nothing left, we'll say goodbye. So let me tell you something real quickly. Episode, I think, 89 was the first CODA cast that I did for CODA Haven 2018. And then episode 90 was CODA Haven Part 2, a little bit more in-depth of a look of the CODA Haven conference that I went to in Providence. And then episode, that was 90. The 91 was, CODA is French for no sleep, or something like that, or was that 92? And then there was 91. So I did 4 episodes, I think, from there. So I'm done. Well, I did, the last one was Fish, F-I-S-H, which I explained a whole long explanation of why I said fish, because when deaf people say finish, it sounds like fish. Well, let me just tell you real quickly what happened. So I posted the show in the CODA Haven Fake Book group, which is a closed and private group. You can't get in there. You got to be a CODA. You have to be I don't think you have to be you do not have to be a conference attendee, but you do have to be a CODA. Everybody knows who everybody is. So when you try to get into the group, If they don't know who you are, they don't approve of you. All right? There's a New England CODA that I try to get into. It took me like 2 months to get in. Nobody knew who I was, and it's like they have to verify. They just don't want people in there that don't belong in there. It's great. I love that, Also, there's a lot of people who are not CODAs. They're not children of deaf adults, CODA. And they just want to learn sign language, so they try to get into these CODA groups because they want to learn sign language, but that's not where you do it. You got to go to your ASL groups, American Sign Language. So anyway, if you listen to episode 92, I think it is, CODA Haven Fish, I thought it was a decent episode. I went a little bit long on the fish explanation, /fish explanation, but whatever. I posted the show in the Facebook group. All of them, all my CODA casts. Last year, CODA Can. Never had a problem. I'm very good about confidentiality. I don't say names. I don't say specific stories. Yeah, I don't do that. I might have touched on that in episode 92, but there's no way anybody knows who that is. It doesn't matter. There's nothing really personal. Doesn't matter. So I get a little message, an instant message. Hey, Dave, and from one of the admin. Now, by the way, before you get upset, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. I'm just sharing with you a story. Believe me, I'm not angry. I could be angry. Old Dave, years ago, would have been furious. But I'm not. I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. It's not what you want to hear. It's not what I want to talk about. But I just want to share with you a little thing that happened to me. So, hey, Dave, we got a complaint about your show. I took it down from the group, but I'm going to review it, and, I'll make my determination of whatever after. So I said, thank you very much. That's fine. At that moment in time, I just instantly decided, I don't care. They took it down from a group that I was supposed to do some research. I forgot to do the research. 350 people attended the conference. So there might be 300. I don't even know how many people are in this group. Maybe I'll put it in the show notes. I don't know how many people are in a closed Facebook group, a private and closed Facebook group. So they took the show down. I knew they weren't going to put it back. You know how that is? We're going to review it. Yeah, you're not going to put it back. You're going to find a problem with it. Okay, fine. I don't care. I'm not going to say that's not my audience, but, it's fine. I'm not exactly getting a big bump from the CODA organization. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting I really thought I would get 50 to 100 people. The listeners, the numbers have gone up, but not like I would expect. And I really didn't have expectations, partially because I just don't care. I've made that clear 5 episodes ago. I don't care. I'm doing this really for me. And if people catch on, they catch on. I try to give you the best I can. If there's 5 of you, if there's 10 of you. So they reviewed it. Then they got back to me and said, when I say they, it was really one person. That's fine. I trust this person. I like this person. And if I didn't trust this person and I didn't like this person, that wouldn't change anything either. I truly don't care. So if you listen to the episode, I explain about fish. I explain about sign language a little bit. I talk about deaf people. Talk about how they make funny noises, I guess. I told a little story that really was generic about a friend of mine who's a CODA who went to the newcomers orientation and had a problem with the deaf speak. And I explained to you about the deaf speak. And I shared it with you because I had the same concerns. And I explained it in episode 92 about deaf speak because I have my parents. And when I have not had a life of defending my parents. I've had a life of interpreting. But truly, for 55 years, I have not had to defend them. For 55 years, I've never been embarrassed. Even as a child, when all the mommies are going, oh, hi, Timmy, hi, Billy. Oh, would you like a cup of hot chocolate? And my mother, can't do that. She can't say that. She doesn't have proper speech like everybody else. Proper, is that the problem? See, it's these little things that I say that may have bothered whoever it is that complained. I think they got one complaint, which is another side story about this whole thing. All it takes is one complaint. Done. It doesn't matter that 50 people enjoyed it. What am I going to say? Hey, everybody, call this person and say, hey, put his podcast back. I enjoyed it. If it's 50 to 1, why does the 1 win? Why is that in every walk of life that we do? One person has an accident in a tractor trailer, everybody's got a camera. Everybody. Whatever. It's always like one thing, and then we all lose our minds, and now everybody's got to act accordingly because of one thing, one person. So they took it off, and here's the funny part, all right? I don't think there was anything more I had to tell you. Listen to episode 92. You'll hear it. If you're not a CODA, you can still comment on it. Let me know if it's entertaining. I know the microphone's a little weird because I let it rub against my chest. I didn't realize it was that sensitive. But you can hear it's pretty generic. I don't mention anybody by name. And I share the story because I had the same concerns. Because I am a CODA. And we all, to a certain extent, have the same but different experience. That's something I think we hear. I say all the time when I'm with other CODAs, when I explain the experience, it's the same but different. Okay? But here's the funny part that really kind of amused me. First of all, the CODA Haven fake book group is private and it's closed, right? So who's listening to it? Only CODAs. Only CODAs. And if there's 350 people in the group, let's just say, and there's 350 people that attended the conference, that's it. I'll look at my numbers and I'll report next show if I remember. Believe me, I don't have 350 listens. That would be great. I would be like, whoa. But that would only be for a short time because these people are not going to stick with me, through thick and thin for the rest of my shows. I got a couple people that like it. You know how it is. If you're listening to it, you know why you're listening. You like it enough. You got free time, whatever. It's not exactly life-changing information I'm putting out there. Try to be as entertaining as I can. Try to share with you personal stuff as much as I can because that's what makes a podcast good. But the group is closed. So you just told the admin, you complained, the admin took down the show from a closed group that has how many people in it? What did you just do? You did nothing. What did you do? You just saved the world? What did you just do? You did nothing. You just brought grief to my life. So I found that humorous in a way. That somebody would be so bothered by whatever nothing that I said, went straight to the admin and complained. That's one. Two, here's what I find interesting. So now I'm not talking about CODAs now. I'm talking about human behavior. Two, why wouldn't you reach out to me? If you know me, you know you can reach out to me. If you don't know me, well, if you listen to the show, I think you can hear that I'm pretty fair, right? I kind of cover the old bases. I try to play devil's advocate and all that good stuff, So what really bothers me, and I find humorous, is that this person, because from what I understand, it's one, and I'm just going to guess it's an older person. First of all, that's the majority of the age of CODAs that attended the conference that would even try to listen to the podcast are older, like 50, 60 and older. That's like a majority. I could be wrong. It could be 50-50. The younger people are growing. There's a lot more, they're growing in numbers. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what the percentage breakdown is. I am curious. It's definitely more women than men. So I'm going to guess it's an older woman. An older woman, like a mommy, like a grandma, that's sensitive, that's overly sensitive. I've already spoken to a few, and they've already, expressed their concerns. Because they're mommies, because they're grandmas, and they think that, it's privacy. Yeah, I know all about confidentiality. I know about privacy. I did not mention any names, and I did not mention any specific stories. The fact that my friend was upset about the CODA Speak at a newcomer orientation, and I think I might have mentioned it happened like 15 years ago. I don't even know if that's accurate. Could have been 10 years ago. I don't know. What's the difference? It's nothing personal. It's not a big deal. And I shared that I felt the same way. Like, whoa, wait a minute here. What? I don't know. Is this cool? I don't know if I like this. And here it is. I'm like, I went to my second conference. Last year was CODA Can. This year was CODA Haven. And I still have reservations. I don't know if I'm a fan. I've done it in-house. I've done it with my wife. And I've done my mother and father's Deaf Speak. But that's no different from you, who, if you're not a CODA, talking to your spouse, making fun of your parents. You might say, ow, Billy. I don't like Bobby. I don't, that's, or you could make fun of your dad. Son, I don't think. Howard Stern made a whole career making fun of his father. Howard, you're a moron. Sit down, shut up. That whole thing. Where are we? 30 minutes now? Going way too long. Oh, what did I do? Oh, wait a minute. I do have, I don't want that. All right, let's go. Okay, yeah, 89 was CODA Haven 2018. It's a CODA cast. Episode 90 was CODA Haven 2018, Part 2, a more in-depth look. 91 is CODA is French for no sleep, a CODA cast. I thought that was humorous because nobody was sleeping. A lot of us weren't sleeping. Who sleeps at a CODA conference? You pay all that money, you stay awake, you get your money's worth. 92, CODA Haven 2018, Fish. Or if I want to do deaf speak, I would say fish. Not every deaf person sounds like that. There's 1,000 different variations of deaf people sounding, saying words. And I could find it humorous. All right, there's that. 31 minutes? Oh, yeah. I got to get gravel soon, too. As soon as I hang up the show, by the way, I'll be pulling over getting gravel. So it's a closed group. So what did you accomplish? And you didn't contact me. Hey, Dave, can we talk? How hard would that have been? Hey, Dave, can we talk? Hey, Dave, I know I'm an old lady, but can we talk? Yeah. When's good for you? Anybody who knows me will go, yeah. That would be my response. Yeah. What's up? Well, I was listening to your show, and I kind of Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm not going to apologize for saying anything. I'm going to try to make that my life's goal. I hate when announcers, with celebrities, apologize. And it's nothing for me to apologize for. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I'm not going to apologize for saying anything. So, here's number 3. I find this really funny. Then we'll take a breather, then maybe we'll say goodbye. Oh, how about this? I'm gonna do one of the radio horrible things. Let's do a breather, and then I'll explain to you number 3. Ready? Okay. 3 deep breaths. Let's do 3 deep breaths, and then I'll finish up the story, and then we'll go. Ready? 3 deep breaths. You know how it works. Each breath successfully, a little bit more deeper than the previous one. Try to hold it at the top, and then the third one, really hold it and make it hurt. Really deep breaths. Ready? Here we go. I think I'm lowering my blood pressure with this. I'm not sure. I haven't been checking, but I've been doing a lot of breathing while I drive. I got 16 hours a day. I got nothing else to do but breathe. Breathing is underrated. It's overlooked. It's important that you breathe. If you think about it, it's really important that you breathe. All right, here we go. Breath number 1. Go. Good. Oh, good. Good for me. How about you? You notice? You listen to yourself? Listen, it should be clear. I think it should be clear. All right, here we go. Breath number 2. Nice and deep, and hold it at the top. Oh, yeah, that was a ribcage expander right there. Last one. Suck it all in, through the nostrils, out through the mouth, but when you get to the top, really hold it. Get it to hurt, all right? Make it hurt a little bit. I don't know why. I forgot. There's a reason why you want it to, because I guess you're at full expansion if it hurts. Maybe. I could be making that up. Ready? Go. Oh. Yep. Oh, yeah, I feel it, man. I definitely expanded with the ribcage there a little bit. All right, there you go. That was a breather. In lieu of a commercial announcement, I don't have any sponsors or anything like that, which is fine with me at this point. I don't need them. I really don't, need it to continue podcasting. I think it would get in the way anyway. So anyway, that was a breather. If you got anywhere you are in the world, that was sponsored by Air. Anywhere you are in the world, if there's air, take a breather. Breathe to live. Live to breathe. Live to breathe. Breathe to live. There you go. All right. So, did I remember what I was supposed to be talking about? Yes, I do. So here's what's funny. Number 3, last and final thing. My show is on iTunes. You just got the admin to take my show off of CODA Haven. Closed group. A couple hundred people maybe. If I remember, I'll get you the numbers next show. Or I'll put it in the show notes. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Spreaker. I'm on iTunes. That's like, I don't know, access to millions of people. Millions. You just brought the opposite of joy to my life by complaining to an admin, You got my show taken down off a closed group that has very few people in it. I'm not getting a big bump from the CODA organization anyway. But I'm on iTunes. I could get really angry. I could make a big stink about it. But I'm not. This show was not me being angry. This show is not me complaining. I'm just bringing you some information that happened to me. I'm killing time. This is why I do a podcast. I'm headed south. I just pulled over, though, because I don't want to go past my last gravel opportunity. And, I'm just sharing with you. This is what's going on in the world, though. This overreaction to nothing. Now, if this person is listening to this show and goes, wait a minute, no, it's not nothing. My feelings, okay, your feelings are valid. My show is valid. I did not hurt anybody's feelings except for one person. Now, one person has all that power? Really? That's the way it goes? Okay. I never seem to have that power. And I would never, ever complain about somebody's podcast. I wouldn't complain about somebody's artwork unless it really infringed on me or anybody who's my friend or family, which I'm sure this person feels like, oh, Dave went too far. Did you hear what he said about deaf people? Did you listen to his show? I hope this person tells all, and I'm going to say her, tells all her friends, you know what I did? I complained. I hope they all go, really? Dave-Kanyan? What did he say? And I hope they all listen. I hope now I see a bump. As soon as I got the message on Facebook Messenger, I should have looked immediately at my numbers, and then I should have now returned 5 days later and see if I got a bump. I hope this woman's a yenta. Probably a yenta. Going, you know what I did? I complained, and they took the show down. I win. Dave's a loser. I win. My voice matters. I put on my pussy hat, and I complained. Listen, I didn't mean to get political, but, this is how I feel. You don't like something, don't like it. Why wouldn't you, contact me and say, Dave, can we talk? Yeah, we could talk. But you might be saying, Dave, listen to you. You think anybody's going to call you if you're going to react like this? I'm not. And my response would be, I think I'm being very calm. I think I'm being very fair. I think I'm actually trying to be a little bit humorous about it. It's really funny. I've been taken off a group of a couple hundred people, but yet I remain on iTunes. Anyway. All right. Well, I feel like a winner. I feel like I won. Somebody listened to my show and I got a reaction. Positive and negative, they say, right? As long as you got a reaction. All right, folks, that's it. Nothing else more to say. I appreciate you tuning in to episode 93. I don't know what I'm going to call it. By the time you were listening to it, you would have just seen the name on it. I'm actually on my way to Brooklyn in a couple of hours. Going to take a couple of day vacation. Going to go see the Mets lose a doubleheader, probably. That's what you get when you donate platelets. You get Met tickets. I got Met tickets to one game, but there was a rain out early in the year, so now there's a doubleheader. Will I stay for both games? I don't know. The first game starts at 4:10. The second game is going to start 20 minutes after the first game. That's going to be like 7 o'clock, 7:30. My wife and I are going to be in the stands sleeping. We'll be exhausted. So we have plans to go down to the beach. We want to go down to Coney Island. My wife bought beach chairs. She's got a cooler. I don't know. It's going to be fun. I haven't been to Coney Island or Brighton Beach in 100 years. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, that's it. I pulled over. I'm over here at a gravel spot. Where is it? Yeah, it is a good spot right here. All right. Hopefully, a tractor trailer won't run me off the road while I'm scooping up gravel for my driveway. I know people say, why do you tell people you're doing that? Isn't that illegal? I don't know if it's illegal. It's gravel. It's God's gravel. It's falling from this big hill. I should take a picture of the hill, right? I'll do that another day. I can't do that today. 1, I got to pee. 2, I want to go home. And 3, I got to end this podcast. What are we, 39 minutes? All right. Did I say anything? Did I dumb it down, folks? Do you feel like I dumbed it down? I feel like I dumbed it down pretty good. I feel like I can naturally dumb down anything without even trying. And for those of you who have been seeing me at work and, thank you for complimenting me. I really appreciate it. But it would be great if you can go to iTunes, where millions of people have access to a show that no longer is on a closed and private Facebook group, and leave me a 5-star review. Say nice things. Dave, I don't know how to get to iTunes. Okay, then don't. Then leave a review here on Spreaker. Dave, I heard your show. It was good. It was great. Or share it, repost it, tweet it, Instagram it. I don't know what you guys do. Do whatever you can. I could use all the help in the world. I'd like to get this show to be consistently at 100 100 listens per show. And then we'll go to 110, 20, 30, 40, whatever. We'll work on that. Can you help me? If you're a nice person, you help me. Bring joy to my life. Don't go complaining to people. Go to Spreaker. You want to complain to Spreaker? His name is Rob Greenlee. Go ahead. Go to Spreaker. See if they'll take down my show. Go to iTunes. Go call Mr. Tune. Mr. I don't know, whoever. I don't like it. It's wrong. But okay, whatever. They're gonna laugh. I hope they laugh. Give me some negative publicity. I think that'll help me a lot. Tell your friends what you did, how wonderful you are, how powerful you are with your voice that you took when you got my show to be taken down. Oh, now I'm getting a little angry. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired and angry. Okay. All right, that's it. All right, last week I screwed up the goodbye, but hopefully this week I won't think about it. I'll do it naturally, and I'll do it, and it'll be correct, all right? So this is it. We're leaving. See you at episode 94. Oh, by the way, I'm also doing the Not So Kosher podcast. You want to hear about vulgar. You want to hear some stuff. This woman, Bex, that hosts the show. I'm only co-hosting, and I don't know how long we're going to do it for, but we're having a good time, so it could be for a long time. The show is called The Not So Kosher Podcast. Also on Spreaker, probably on iTunes. The Not So Kosher Podcast. Because we're two Jews, and we're not that kosher. And we talk about food, and we've eaten food on the show. I think it's a little humorous. My sound is awful. I don't like the sound of my voice on that show. We haven't used the new microphone yet. So I'm not happy with the way my voice is coming out. Not that I sound funny, it's just poor quality. We're working on it. All right, this is the first time. Listen, she's in Minnesota. I'm in my car going to work or coming home from work. It's not easy to do a podcast when I'm being mobile. We're probably the only show in the world that's doing that, where one person's at a base operation, in a studio or whatever she's got going on, and the other guy's in a car. Not easy to do. All right, wow, these people are passing by my car. And I got to pee now, too. All right, let's say goodbye. Not So Kosher Podcast, Dumbing It Down with Dave, at Dumb with Dave on the Twitter. Email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com, or just leave a polite comment here on the Spreaker app or the iTunes app, all right, or wherever. Okay? Thank you. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, Godspeed, good rats, and great skills. That should be 8. I'll do it one more time. Goodbye, good day, good night, good riddance, great skills. I messed it up. See, I'm thinking about it. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck. That's what it was. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, Godspeed, good rats, and great skills. That's it. That's 8. I did it. Wow. Aren't you happy? I'm not. It's no big deal. 8 is a lot. It's a lot of goodbyes. But I'm making fun of the whole goodbye thing. You see what I'm doing there? I'm making fun of it. That's actually... maybe you should complain to the goodbye announcer people. Dave's making fun of all the announcers in the world that have said goodbye. Until this time, until next time, hear now the news and all those stupid, goodbyes. I'm no Edward R. Murrow. Who's that? Don't worry about it. So, thanks for listening, guys. Hope you had a good time. See you later.